I'm out.
There you are.
Here I is. Here's I.
Stop f***ing with it. If you keep f***ing with it, it's gonna cost you money.
I love it. How do I get that just as I'm walking down the street? You know?
Yeah.
Kind of like theme music.
What's the you mean this one?
Yeah, that's like the Peter Griffin show or something.
Okay.
All right. Oh my God, I don't even know I'm losing my voice so damn fast. All right.
Welcome back to the Roadkill Drums podcast.
Are we having fun?
I'm gonna bang a drum. Oh shit, I died. Let me know.
All right. Welcome back to the Roadkill podcast. My name is Laurel. We've got Roadkill of Roadkill Custom Drums on the other side there. And today we're joined by Jake. What was your last name, Jake?
Winebrenner. Winebrenner. It's long in German.
Jawohl. Welcome, buddy. So, I just met you a few minutes ago, but the story that I got right off the bat is you bought some of Roadkill's favorite cymbals, and he was reluctant to sell them to you. He loved them so much.
This is true.
It's not actually a true story that way, because what actually happened is I knew he was looking for flat rides.
Okay.
I came across some, knowing that I had a customer that wanted them.
Yeah.
Then I got them and played them and did not want to sell them. I mean, it's like, but I can't keep every damn cymbal I get.
He was reluctant.
I was reluctant.
This is true. But I will say, you found me something I think I'm going to, that 18-inch flat ride.
Was it.
I love that. It's Levon helm all the way. It's exactly what I was looking for when I told you. This is, if you ever see this, let me know. And I guess the backstory is, like, that people don't know, is we know each other.
Yeah.
Like, I'm originally from Indiana, but I moved. I've lived here in Nashville most of my adult life, and then I moved down to Winter Haven, Florida, which is the town over from you.
Yeah.
And man, we hung out. We're actual real friends.
I thought you looked familiar. I was like, I know this dude from somewhere, but I was like, we're in Florida. We're not in Florida. Like, where do I know this guy from?
Making the rounds, man.
Yep, he was here. He was down there. He moved about 4 or 6 months ago. Somewhere
in August. I moved back in August, and so we're coming up just on a year. I feel like I'm just now getting my bearings. Yeah, man.
I mean, to be fair, it took me about a year to get my bearings out there too. So.
Yeah, well, moving's tough, and then changing music scenes is even tougher. I truthfully had no idea what I was getting into when I moved to Florida. I didn't know anybody from Florida. I moved because of custody of children that my wife, when I remarried, her kids and her lived there, and she worked at Disney, and so I kind of came down for that and was getting ready to give up the music thing to be a family guy. And by chance, I fell in with an artist named Betty Fox, and Betty is like awesome, and she introduced me to a ton of people, and it kind of sparked my career down there. And it was it was tough to move. It really was.
So I grew up my whole life moving, military brat, so I get it. I get it. Especially when you've been spending all these years plugging in where you were, and then you're up and moving. It feels like you're starting all over.
So, and he's the original member of the Snake Farm band.
Yeah, which the very first band you showed me when I got to Florida. Check these guys out. Yeah, Snake Farm.
Yeah, actually, I started that band, and I got Perry Murphy and Mike Richards to come and play with me. And then the cool part is, like, I got to start this band, and it started doing something. And when we got to move, I got to go, here, it's yours now, and just passed it on.
That's badass.
So now it's still Perry and Mike, and I think they're kind of switching through drummers still.
Yeah, Easy played with them.
I'm not sure.
Easy's playing with them now.
Yeah, Easy. He's also playing with the PB&J show part-time.
So, and Easy called me when I was on the way up here.
Oh, no joke.
Yeah, I've got a new Mapex kit that he's really buying. So
it's all business, not just calling to say hello.
You are the official drum dealer, that's for sure.
I mean, he's got the shirt to prove it.
He called me up. I'm on the way up. He goes, "Where are you at?"
Yeah.
I said, "I'm on my way to Nashville." He said, "I thought you were there last week." I was like, "No, that was Georgia."
Well, I've been telling everybody today, like especially some of these vendors, I'm like, look, if you want a deal, they're like, that is the guy that sells drums in Central Florida. Period.
Yeah, Mark. He's a gear hound, man. He finds them.
It's either me or a big box store.
Pretty much.
That's all you got to choose from.
Yeah.
So finding small drum dealers that
something super cool that we found out here.
What?
We'll feature this a little bit more tomorrow. But if you go all the way down to the end of this row, the guys that are on the corner here, they have a pneumatic drum tuning system.
What?
Oh, you're gonna love this.
So check this out.
It's like an inner tube.
Yeah, they basically put an inner tube underneath the head all the way around the rim, and then all you have to do is just generically bolt down the rim, and that's it. And then you just pressurize it. It distributes the pressure evenly, as much as high or low as you want. You can play it,
They're putting
increase
them
the
on
pressure here.
timpani pedals, so you can actually go.
Oh wow!
You can get a full octave scale.
See, that's what's cool is like there's, I don't know, like I feel like in the last 10 or so years, like there's been awesome innovations in drums. Like for a long time, acoustic drums were just acoustic drums. And then they finally started to notice about 20 years ago, like there's a huge market here that we're not tapping into. And all these creative people are coming up with all this new idea.
What's that company just down here? They have the miking system where it looks like Spider-Man like jizzed inside of the drum. It's got all these bungees. Shoe. Yeah, they've got these on. It looks like, it's got these bungees and the microphone's just suspended inside of the shell. So you're getting the full sound of the bottom head and top head all at once.
That works very well. I mean, everybody's using them now.
Yeah, I've seen them. I've seen a couple of them in studios when they were first coming out a long time ago, but to see them on such a commercial scale now is just so damn cool.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I have to check. There's so many new things out there. It's crazy.
But I want to back up and do a little plug here because Jake and I were catching up a little bit earlier, and of course talking cymbals, and I want everybody to know down in Florida and everybody else I talk to that this is a guy that can fix cymbals successfully. What we found out, and I've always been a machinist, metalhead stuff, metallurgy. I know my stuff. So that's what we kind of hit off to begin with, talking drums and cymbals. And the company he worked for had a laser welder.
Okay.
So he was able to laser weld these cymbals without creating heat, which when you get into bronze and tempering, everything else, when you put heat on anything, like if you try to even drill out a cymbal and you don't have the right coolant or cutters, if it creates too much heat, you're going to crack all the way around every one of those holes.
Yeah.
So it's all about metallurgy, heat, tempering, everything else. But with a laser, you can control that heat at such a finite level that Jake here has successfully repaired welded cymbals that have been cracked, and they stay.
Well, so I know that having been in bands and worked with bands, I know that there's a general assumption that the drummer's just this dumb caveman beating on shit, right?
Sometimes we are.
Right.
To be fair, so is the lead singer sometimes. Like everybody can be that, but especially when you get into like the fabrication and the restoration and the actual hard work that goes into drums, there's actually a lot of chemistry, there's a lot of science, there's a lot of math that goes into it, there's a lot of intelligence, and I think people overlook that, and to hear that kind of side of things is really cool, and to hear that you can do that is fucking badass, dude.
Yeah, I got lucky, man. So I've been a carpenter my whole entire life, backing up the music thing. Did well several times where, I was able to, several years in a row, be out on the road and stuff like that, but I always fell back on carpentry. And then this guy at a blues jam, of all things, this bass player, who him and I are now great friends, but back then, this was probably 16 years ago, he heard I was out of work and was like, hey, come to my job and do some work. We need some guy to do some drywalling and stuff. And I kind of fell into, there doing some work one day, and they said, hey, what do you know about machining? I said, nothing. And they were like, I think you got the brain. We'll show you. So I worked there for like maybe a year. And then one day they were like, hey, we want you to weld these parts for us. And I said, okay, cool. So I'm welding this thing and I'm going, how's this working? There's no filler material. And they said, well, it's a laser. It's using high-powered light, and it's actually called microfusion. So you're underneath the microscope, and you're taking, like you would focus light with a magnifying glass to burn ants.
Yeah, when you set anthills on fire.
You're just focusing that. It's high-powered light, and you're fusing the two breakage parts together, so you're not putting anything in there. You're using the same alloys, all that stuff, and so. Like Mark said, if you don't get it too hot, laser, you can burn right through it. You kind of have to weld one side and get halfway through it in penetration, then flip it, weld the other side. Some it only takes me a couple minutes. There's some where I've spent hours doing it, but I feel fortunate. It's like what do they call that, catch-22 on the internet when you look up something and you don't find it. Someone told, I've been doing it for a couple years, and some guy goes, you're the only guy on planet Earth that does this. I was like, that's BS. So I look it up, sure enough, I was like, oh man. And so I realized I had something. There is another guy in Jersey that is doing it as well. And he's a Facebook friend of mine. When I went down to Florida, kind of come full circle, went down there just to be stepdad, and the cymbal thing kind of dried up because, location.
Yeah.
And so that's when I fell in playing with Betty, Fox, and all those did a little bit with Damon Fowler and Selwyn Birchwood a little bit. And got to play with some great players down there. And I was just focused on that. When we got back here, kind of ready to do it again. So bought the laser and, we're getting ready to start up shop. So
quick shout out to Damon Fowler.
Oh yeah.
If anybody
he's a friend of the show,
wants to hear the blues, you're not going to find any better.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Dude,
he's swampy, buddy.
He's swampy.
Yeah.
I got to see him play at Music Ranch up in Lakeland, which is not far from my house, by the way. Fantastic venue. Phil, keep that place going, man. It's
Music
awesome.
Ranch in Lakeland has great bands.
Place.
It's a great venue, and it's.
You just went and saw a show there recently.
Yes.
Was it Pink Floyd tribute?
It was a Rex Floyd. It's a Pink Floyd tribute.
Yeah.
You ever seen Damon's group with the Ed Zeppelin?
No.
Yeah, check that out.
I've heard of, but I haven't been able to get with that band yet. But Damon's.
He's the real deal, man.
He's funny as fuck too.
First time I seen him, he was probably, I don't think he was 21 yet. And it was before his car accident. It was like he was a prodigy. It's like this I'm going to say kid again. He was just awesome. Played steel guitar, lap guitar, had it going.
And I'll say this: the first time I met him was when he came over to the house to do the podcast. And from the pictures I'd seen, I was expecting this bigger dude, and in comes this scrawny dude, and I was like, "Are you Damon?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm Damon." And I went, "Oh." He goes, I lost a lot of weight. I was like, you look great, man. Like I wasn't expecting it. That's all. Like you look fantastic.
Getting healthy, man.
He's doing well, and he's been touring around and having a great time.
And he's like the most down to earth dude I've ever played with. He's so easy to play with. He's so accommodating. He makes anybody that he plays with sound good, man. It's not just the Damon show. He's so awesome.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about this on a podcast earlier here at the drum show, and that there's a difference between the rock star that wants to be in the spotlight and everything they do is what's supposed to happen. It's it's the glory hounding, and then there's the artist who knows the meaning of the phrase "serve the song."
Yeah.
And I think Damon absolutely embodies that.
Oh yeah.
He's very easygoing, just like you said. He's very approachable. And I've never played with him, but I get the sense that if I went up there and said, "Hey, I only know how to do this," he would adjust what he's playing to accommodate that.
If you only know how to play one beat, he would make you sound awesome. It's just that's a sign of an awesome player, awesome leader. And I could go on. I could go on for hours about Damon Fowler.
Oh, I know. Right?
The only other one in the area that really does that for me is Mackenzie.
Mackenzie, yeah, dude.
Mackenzie's one of the. Shout out to Mackenzie, dude.
I played with Mackenzie too.
Yes,
I made the rounds while I was down there.
I've gotten to jam out with him at some of the open jams, but I produce a listening room at Laugh Out Lounge. Mackenzie's supposed to be coming to do that. I'm trying to get Damon to come do one too.
Oh, yeah.
But we got a bunch.
You
of
should get them together. That would be awesome.
That would be very interesting.
Yeah, they would be great together.
Florida's supposed to come do a listening room. They've been talking to me about that. I've got a few people lined up. Modine's going to come do one. I'm not sure what Snake Farm's up to. We should get them in the listening room. Let's can do it.
Yeah, dude.
We
bring
could
your
probably
guys, let's do it.
let's get the original Snake Farm back.
Like I say, I'm going to be down in November. I played with SG Wood too, so I just
Dude, that's a cool.
I just did a record with SG in April that will probably be coming out probably in the next 6 months or so. But
Okay.
dude, it's the second release for this band that we put together, or he put together, called Dude Waters. And man,
Yeah.
it's great, man. It's probably my most favorite record to date that I've done.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we got to hook up when you come down.
Yeah,
I remember
totally,
when
man.
SG came out to the jam at Grove House
Yes.
and played. He had that sweet like red guitar that he was playing, and I was like, this dude's fucking got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, he's from Detroit, man, and
Yeah.
he brings a whole different thing, man. That just I don't know. He's Americana, but he's got that Detroit punk rock thing in there
Yeah,
too.
that's a very good description. It definitely that Americana with that little bit of like that northern urban punk rock sound.
But shout out to Mike, man. I miss playing with Mike Richards, man.
He's a friend of the show too.
Dude,
Mike's been on
that guy plays in so many freaking bands.
After you left, we started doing an open mic.
I saw that, yeah.
And it started out pretty much just me and Josh, and then we got Mackenzie came in, then Mike turned into our full-time bass.
Yeah, man.
So I was like, I had a band
Yeah.
for a while, but I'm not very.
That's how that
dedicated.
works, man. You have a
Almost a year.
band for a little bit, and then then you find another one.
You guys were running that for what, almost a year?
Just about a year,
Yeah.
and then of course the venue closed down.
Oh,
so,
Yeah, it's terrible. But
so
That's going on a lot of places, man.
Armando was a good guy, and I understand the situation he was facing. Like, it is what it is. Shout out to
Shout out
Armando.
to
We love
Armando
you.
too, 'cause that
He
was-
ran a great venue. We're sorry to see it go, but we understand, and we're here for you, brother. We'd love
But
to see you back in the
summers
scene
in
soon.
Florida for any type of entertainment or bar industry
restaurant.
is
I will say
restaurant
this too, man.
hard.
I had no idea about the Florida scene. I did really well here in Nashville before I moved to Florida. And I never spent much time in Florida, but the Florida scene is freaking amazing. I felt like I could play a new bar every day and like never go back. There's so many places to play. They love live music down there.
They're so
man.
welcoming too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I've been to jams and like I'm out here in Nashville. I've been to some in New York, in California, and in Colorado. And it's weird how there's almost this gatekeeping over the open jams, and there's that
Locals
click.
only, bro.
Yeah, there's that click. It's you come and they go, hey, I want to play, and they just kind of go, who are you? But you go down to Florida, doesn't matter if nobody's ever seen you before. You come up to any jam and you say, hey, I want to play. They're like, yeah, sure,
They'll
come
give
on
you
up.
a shot.
That's
There's
because
not a
everybody's from
question
somewhere
asked.
else.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
true.
that's
Lots of
true part of it.
transplants.
That's
Yeah.
part of it. But I think also this kind of reaches out to Jim and Judy a little bit.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
they really helped foster a very open and welcoming community.
Yeah. Oh,
they
and
absolutely
it's thriving
did.
to this
Yeah.
day. And like, shout out to Jim and Judy,
Yeah.
man. Like, you're the godfather and godmother of what that music scene is to this day, and that's an awesome thing.
Well, I will say this too. When I was moving, where I was dating my wife, and she lived in Winter Haven, and I was like, man, here's the end of my music career. I don't know what's in Florida for me. And we were walking down the street, and I see this plaque that says Dairy Downs.
Yep.
And once I saw that, I
Graham
knew that
Parsons,
Graham
Dairy
Parsons
Downs.
came out of
Yeah.
there. And I'm a huge Flying Burrito Brothers fan. I was like, oh shoot, dude, this is gonna be awesome. Like, and I played with lots of great people. And then I saw Mike one time open up with his band, The Broke, for the legendary JCs, because I know those guys for a long time. So I went to go see them, and I met Mike at that show. I said, hey, oh, that's the bass player I want to start Snake Farm with. And I just went up and I said, hey man, I got this idea for a band. He said, cool. Just pulled out his something. What's your number? And he texted me right there, and I was like, it just doesn't happen like that. Like, Florida's a magical place like that.
Polk County.
Yeah, I
Polk
think,
County,
yeah.
I think when I first met Mike,
We got more than Grady Judd in Polk County.
To me, yeah, well, yeah. But I
Shark started a band called the Shady Grady's. Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Damon did
somebody
that.
got-
Yes, he has a band called the Shady Judds.
Oh, man.
Yes, he started a band. Shout out Damon
Yeah.
again. Called the Shady Judds.
Dude,
So
I
was
want
like,
to play in that band too.
yeah. But that was kind of a joke. Luckily, he doesn't live in Polk County where Grady can bother him.
Yeah, he moved over the line for that reason, probably.
I don't think Grady would mind it too much. Anyway.
Oh, he's met him, I think.
Yeah,
so
but
I
I
think
will
it's
say this
hilarious.
too. Moving back to Nashville, You know, like as far as like, you know, talking shop, like Nashville, like I feel like it's, when you talk about the meter, like we're right on top of things, right? And it's so hot in Florida, everybody plays behind the beat big time. And so like I come back and I think I'm just playing great with these guys here in Nashville, and they're like, dude, what are you doing? Like, it's so slow. And I was like, I'm used to playing behind the beat now. Like, let's do that, you know? So it's kind of interesting moving from music scenes to music scenes and kind of learning their jive.
Well, and it definitely keeps you on your edge, too.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
All right, well, listen, before we start signing off here, is there anything, anywhere we can find some of your music or the fabrication stuff? Start to back up?
I got to go back to the fabrication stuff because Jake has now bought that welder from his ex-boss.
Yep.
And is looking for business.
Yeah, looking for business. I think it'll just come. Like, you know, I'm kind of a grassroots type of dude. So like when it started before, I didn't even put out a website. I was doing stuff for Jack White, and Dolly Parton, and Ben Folds, and all kinds of people around town here, and it just organically happened. So, you know, I'm just kind of doing that. I was kind of hesitant about coming up here today because I ran into Durgans and Billy Baker and some other folks that I know from the past, and told them, and they're automatically like, I got work for him. Like, I got to get my shop set up. You know, I'm already starting to freak out, you know, a little bit. But yeah, come the fall, I think I'll have the shop fully operational. And but yeah, I was able to buy the laser. The guy that owned the laser that I used to do that work for, he's retired, and he asked me if I wanted to buy it. So we worked out a deal, and that's that's kind of going to be my main focus the next couple of years. Is pretty much, you know, fixing cymbals and taking a little bit of a break from the road time, you know. So I'm married now. I got to slow down a little bit.
I've got people asking me all the time about fixing them, and I'm like, can't do it this way. This is the only guy I know, so now I've got a source.
Yeah, and the big thing about that is, using the high-powered light, you're fusing it together. If you were to use a plasma or a TIG welder, traditional stick welder, you're laying filler material on there, and you're going to choke it out. You're going to burn it.
Weight,
yeah. But there's some videos out there.
You can still TIG without filler, but you're creating too much heat. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, and you'll distort it. You can, you almost ruin the sound by getting it so hot and making it brittle and whatnot. But there's eventually I'll get an online video going on with all
I
that
have
stuff.
a general understanding of what all this means, but for the most part, I'm completely lost.
We're talking about drumming and welding.
TIG is tungsten inert gas.
There you go.
There you go.
MIG is metal inert gas.
I believe so, yeah.
So it's just metal filler.
I'm going to nod and say you're correct.
Yeah, laser's just high.
I'm probably going to fuck up and somebody's going to text me.
We're going to get blasted in the comments if you're wrong.
That's the beauty of online. There's always haters. But
there's always someone to correct
there's
you.
some stuff floating around YouTube and stuff like that with my work. And but eventually, I got a friend, Joey Fletcher, here in town. He is a player, a slide player, kind of like Derek Trucks and whatnot. Actually, he's the one that told me before I moved to Florida, you need to find Damon Fowler and play with Damon Fowler. Lo and behold, it happened. But yeah,
hear that, Damon?
But
there you go.
But yeah, Joey's going to put together a little, kind of a how it's done video, and it'll be out there probably. I go by Cymbal Repair by Jake. That's how you can find me.
Cymbal Repair by Jake. All right, awesome.
Or call Roadkill Custom Drum Company and all.
That's true.
Up.
Yeah, Mark's got the hookup. He's got my real phone number. I don't use a burner phone for Mark.
There's some joke in there about using the laser and a burner phone. There's something there, but I can't think
wait.
That's the one Mark wanted to put.
I told him I want that just to walk around town and like. But man, I'm so glad that I came today and saw you, man. I haven't seen you in a minute. Been thinking about how you've been doing.
Like you said,
look
it's going
healthy.
on a year now.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
And I've been down to Florida a couple times to do work, but I'm always in and out. But next time I'm gonna make a point to stop in and so we can hang out.
Dude, you got to see his drum shop now. It's just filled to the brim.
Awesome. I built another building in the backyard.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's got 3 buildings on his property.
Yeah, you're a can-do person, man. I wish I had that can-do attitude like you got.
He's a can-do and won't stop.
It'll come out.
I just don't know any better.
Yeah.
You're that kid in the family that was never told no.
I was told no. Way too often. I just didn't understand it.
There you go. You still don't understand it, do you?
No.
You should say no.
Well, fuck
All right,
no,
Jake,
I
thanks for
understand.
coming out on the
Yeah,
show.
thanks
brother.
for having
Glad
me,
you came
man.
out today.
Glad to see some
Well,
cool
happy to see you
radios here.
again.
Yeah, man.
I'm glad you showed up. I'm
Yeah,
like,
man. Thanks for getting me in. 'Cause
he got so
even though
excited when he saw
I'm
you.
working, I'm broke like everybody else.
All right, but let's go make some noise and have some fun.
Awesome.
I'm gonna bang a drum.